This is a very sad video for me to make. I've been debating on whether or not I should make it, but I finally decided to do that. If everything is going well for you, you have no problems whatsoever, a little bit of difficulty in there, this video is not for you. This video is mainly for those who feel as though they've lost all hope, as though there's no way forward. They're certain that the May June exam is not going to end well for them, and they've invested so much time, but they feel like it's not going to materialize. This video is for you guys. So first things first, you have to manage your time very well. We have very limited time. We have about 20-ish days before your first exam. So I want you to have a Google Calendar. Highly recommend if you're able to have a day. Some of you are not in school. Schools are closed. So I highly recommend that you're able to use your time very well, right? So having a good calendar really helps you schedule at what point in time are you doing ABCD, because you might be doing math, physics, or chemistry, or other different combinations, maybe math, physics, and computer science. So once you've managed to draft up your time, I highly recommend that you get a 4-quire, 2-quire, 3-quire notebook, but just a big book that you can be able to use. This is my notebook for physics. I highly recommend that you take notes. You can also use an iPad if you prefer that. I highly recommend that you take notes because it really helps the information enter your brain and stay for longer. You know the forgetting curve. You're going to forget most of the things you read anyway. So after you have this, we're going to really have to grind for the next couple of days, really pour in a lot of hours. So I want you to get your syllabus. So you're going to take your syllabus for physics, and we're going to do every objective from AS up until A2. I want you to sit down and start grinding. So I want you to then take the blue test book, right? Highly recommend it. It's very simple, slightly straightforward, and then really aligns with the objectives that you need to cover. And I want you to get access to Save My Exams. Very useful website. They have a free version that you can try. If you can afford to pay, that's also quite important for you. Together with ET Physics, right? I'm a physics YouTuber myself. I make a lot of videos, but I don't think my videos are yet at that point where I can be like, use these videos and you'll be able to pass. But I think ET Physics have really tried. They've really tried to create a collection of videos that are going to help you. So I would really recommend that you use them. So use them first because they start from AS, literally, the first topic, up until A2. So I want you to binge watch every single video that they've made and writing notes in the book that you would have, right? So how are you going to write your notes? If you're going to open your book, I'm just going to do a little bit of an example for A2 physics, right? A simple topic is capacitance, for example. So how I write my notes for capacitance, as you can see, I'm saying, how can I define the objective that I want, right? The definitions, the different objectives that are listed, and I'm writing very fast. ETFIS is also helping me see the different areas that I've missed. I'm watching the videos, and I have the syllabus here, and I have the book as well as everything during my studying process. And I'm writing my notes, I'm writing my notes, I'm writing my notes. Then after that, I start solving problems immediately, right? But because we don't have a lot of time, and I understand that we don't have a lot of time, I'll just limit you only to watching those videos and writing these notes, because we have to do every single topic starting from AS up until A2. And writing notes really helps you simulate, or really helps you understand the information in depth. The second thing that you're going to do after all of this is done, on average, it might take you 10 days, right? Maybe or more if you pour in like 6 or 7 hours to make this work. After you're done, I want you to then try, if you're possible, if time allows. If it's not possible, or if you don't like it, it's perfectly fine. But I want you to try this method that I found, which really worked for me when I was writing my physics exams. So these are like little flashcards, right? But they are slightly bigger. So it's a page, just a bond paper, and then you split it in half. Then you start writing the objective and write the notes very straightforward. I'm going to link them in the description below so you can look at a sample of what they look like. So essentially, these notes will really help you better condense all the information into very few things. So you can see that, for example, a whole entire topic has, I literally like made sure that the whole topic fits here. And I have multiple of these for every different topic. So what I'll do then is say every single day I read these things start to finish. They're like 14 of them, right? So 14 for A2 topics, then other ones for AS topics, right? So I'm then able to then read all these different notes. And then if you're struggling, again, I've linked them in the description below how you can write these kind of notes if you want them as well, right? After that's done, we're going to get to the next step, right? The next stage is very important. The next step is solving problems, right? This is very important because it's where you're going to succeed. That's where you're going to be different because you don't have a lot of time. I'm going to give you a new strategy. If you're watching this and you're not writing in May, June, another video is going to come with a full strategy that you can implement before your exams or if you're writing next year. But essentially, what you're then going to do is solve past papers. Because you don't have a lot of time, I would highly encourage that you only solve 2024 and a bit of 2023, right? To see the new structures and the new ways these questions are being asked. Questions tend to get repetitive, so doing all of them, paper 1, paper 2, paper 4, is going to be very important. We'll cover paper 3 and 5 a little bit later. So after doing all of those past papers, what's therefore important, what I would highly recommend that you do is you just don't look at the marking scheme, right? When you're solving these problems, there are two classes of questions, right? Normally these things are not really taught, but there are content-based problems and then there are application problems. Content-based problems are problems where you have to apply a certain skill. For example, gravitational potential is negative gm over r. That's a concept that you need to know. But if you don't know that, you can't solve a problem. But application-based problems is us saying, okay, you know this concept or this content, you have it. Can you solve this problem? Now, where most students get it wrong, especially this late, is they mix the two, right? Because they're not solving questions, they beat themselves up and be like, man, I'm a failure. What am I doing? Why am I doing this so badly? And they, everything is messed up. I don't know. I don't understand physics. When what they're doing is they don't have enough content to solve problems. It's a very big problem because textbooks really are not inclusive. They don't include a lot of things, which makes me very sad and mad at the same time. But they don't really include the things that you need to solve actual problems, which is why I'm recommending using ET Physics start to finish, binge watching all their videos. You have time, right? You can finish like 2 or 3, 4 topics per day if you're going to sit down and really grind because things are hard. I want you guys to succeed. So after that's done, you're therefore going to say, I know enough. I need to apply. Sometimes it's simply most of the things that we overlook is just reading the question. We don't read the question carefully. We don't annotate. Physics is based off of equations. Underline the mass is given, this is given, this is given, and ask yourself, what equation can I use? If they're explained questions, ask yourself, how do I solve those kind of problems, right? And by doing that, you can therefore be able to prepare. If you're still struggling with that, put that down in the comment section below. I still have some space to help and assist a couple of people before the exams. All right, I'm offering a free session to just help you better understand, but it's just not going to be on Zoom. It'll be through a different platform. But essentially, what I want you to do, therefore, is really understand and grasp how to solve problems. Right? How to solve problems is basically saying, is it a content-based problem? Do I know enough to solve this? If you don't beat yourself up. Go and study, right? And you're going to do this for like a day or two where you're just grinding past papers after you've understood the content. Then after that's done, you should be ready for your first exam, which is going to appear, right? And if you get stuck on some of these papers, I would highly recommend you watch some of my videos. I really help explain things in depth, right? So that should help you for paper 1, paper 2, and paper 4. For paper 3 and paper 5, I believe you have a strategy. You have the upper hand for paper 5. I firmly believe I've made one of the best video series on the internet so far for paper 5, arguably, right? Because I've done so much to condense all the information and put them into video formats. Roughly, it's going to take about 2 hours to consume my videos. Very easy, very straightforward. And then if you want, you can purchase the 2 documents that I've made to really help elevate your paper 5 skills. You can read them and you can really summarize and annotate notes after printing them so that you can have an upper hand. And after that's done, you should be ready for paper 5 because you now know the structure, you know the marks that are required for you to get when you're solving this kind of past paper. So the next part, what follows next after this, is very simple. Solve 2 past papers. Just 2. Right? I don't want you to solve 10, 15, just 2 paper 5 past papers. October, November, May, June, or February, March. Just 2 papers. right? If you're fancy, do more, but just 2 papers. And then after that's done, you realize that if you know the structure for paper 5, you can be able to get very, very high marks for those kind of papers. So the next thing that's therefore going to follow is paper 3. So I've already covered paper 1, paper 2, and paper 4. Get the content first, solve a couple of problems, and you really grind for the next few days. So now for paper 3, it's a bit tricky because paper 3 is more about practicals, but there's a formula. There are tricks that you need to solve that paper. Because of time, I don't think I can be able to upload content by the time you write it. It's not really feasible. But want one-on-one sessions, the link again is in the description below. Just send me an email and I can be able to book that for you. 2 or 3 hours, we should be able to be masters, or we should be able to be a master for paper 3. I really believe that's possible. Paper 3 is a very structured paper, similar to paper 5. There's little tricks that you need. Significant figures, how to draw a graph, what are the different marks that you need. And once you have that covered, you should be able to answer that question very well, right? So that's the strategy that I want you to employ. First, paper 1, paper 2, paper 4, you're going to cover that by binge watching ET Physics, start to finish, right? With your textbook and syllabus in front of you. And then you're going to solve past papers. Do 2 years, just 2023 and 2024 if you can. If you can't, just 2024 alone, right? If you get stuck on a question, look for a YouTube video. My videos, or I would say are best, but you can also look for other videos as well. And then as you're doing that, understand that if it's a content-based problem, don't just look at the solution. Ask yourself, what didn't I know? If it's an application-based problem, ask yourself, how can I apply? Just take a lot of time and really connect the things in order for them to make sense, right? I really hope that this is helpful for the person who feels that they've lost all hope. They're just sitting at home. They're like, I have no hope whatsoever. What I want you to do right now, after watching this video, go on YouTube, click ET Physics, go on AS, start watching the first video. Take your notebook and start writing the same format that I told you, and start writing in notes. By the end of tonight, you should be done with at least 1 or 2 topics, right? I want you to grind up until 12 a.m. or something. I want you to grind from now on up until the end. And if you need motivation, just put in the comment section below. I'm still able to help a couple of people. And if the strategy is a bit unclear, also I'm able to help a couple of you guys. My ultimate goal is I want you guys to succeed. I really want you to pass, to be honest. That's all I want. And I hope that this will be able to help you, right? And I wish you all the best in your upcoming exams if you're writing. And if you've made it this far, I really believe in you. It's not over. I know you can be able to do this. I just want you to study and really focus for these couple of days. It's not over until it's over. Whoever told you that it's finished really lied to you. I think you can be able to employ these techniques and be able to pass. I believe in you. And remember, I'm watching from afar and I'm rooting for you.